Hello and welcome to NewFilmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny De Lillo and we're here at the Cambridge Los Angeles showroom in West Hollywood, and I'm here with Gregory T Evans with his movie Jack of All Trades. Let's take a look at a clip.
If you ain't loving Mother Earth, are you really loving yourself?
Nah, dude. Chick's selling daddy issues. She's totally into ink.
Danger.
Maybe she's into metrosexuals.
Love use of color. It works.
Women like status and brains and shit. She's into doctors.
I prescribe you a prescription of fun with me and you, and of course me.
I got it! Maybe she's into bronies.
Wait, what's a brony?
A little pony.
Gregory, thank you for coming here today. Pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a brief synopsis of your film.
Well, the film's pretty simple starting. It's about a guy who just wants to talk to a girl at a party. And he starts to listen to the terrible advice of his friends. And then we start to see what he's envisioning and with these possibilities. And then it all goes downhill from there. And then we kind of see maybe there's something more wrong with this guy than just being shy.
It's so funny. It's like lol, laugh out loud funny. It's brilliant.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. But where was your kind of inspiration behind this film, dare I ask?
Well, to be honest, I just wanted to direct. I make my living as an editor, and I hadn't directed something in almost a decade. And I was sick of looking at the dailies of all these other directors and complaining about it. And so I just said, you know what, I'm going to go do my own thing, and see if I can do better. So that was it, basically. And I just wanted to find a story that was very easy to shoot as far as locations and stuff like that, and that could have a style to it that I could be proud of and be excited about trying to tell. And so that was basically it.
Well, I mean, certainly made us proud. It was really very funny. How did you come across the cast? Because they just really made it happen.
Yeah, well, David Schultz, who plays the lead, he's actually my wife's cousin.
Oh, so you keep it in the family, right?
Yeah. And so he had done a ton of different films, and he's like a great micro budget filmmaker. Like he gets it done. And I wanted him to play one of the smaller roles at first, because I was going to try to get like some of my Hollywood friend talent or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, no, I want to be Jack. Like, I can kill Jack. And I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And then he was great. I mean, I loved it. And
he was great.
Some of the other guys were some of his improv buddies. And then actually the woman, Bonnie, who played the female lead, was a recommendation I got from the cinematographer. So.
Oh, see, so that's nice. So
you just gotta trust people, and they, I don't go to improv class or anything. I'm not in the world of actors, and so when they brought these guys in and they were clicking, I was like, all right, we're in good shape.
Well, I was really worried he's gonna knock his head against the mirror, because there's quite a few intense comedic moments in this movie.
I know, and he started doing that. I was like, oh man, I'm only gonna get a couple of takes of this, because he gave himself a migraine.
Yeah,
I can
imagine.
So committed to it, and that was awesome. And so that's when I did make him reshoot it at the end a couple of times. But yeah.
Do you think it's kind of like a heightened classic example of the LA sort of dating scene at a party?
Yeah, possibly, or just like people never being comfortable with themselves, never putting their best foot forward. Except he's a little bit more twisted than that. But yeah, I mean it's a huge city, and LA can be really lonely. Yeah. And it
I
is
see
hard.
this as well. I see this. Yeah, it's true.
So I mean that was part of it, and really it was just like, guys are idiots.
Yeah.
And your friends are even bigger idiots, and they give you bad advice because they don't know anything either. And I just wanted to tell that story. So
now, Gregory, you took on a lot of hats for this movie. Say how many roles? Tell us the roles that you were part of this film.
Well, I produced it, directed, wrote it, edited it, and obviously financed it. So yeah.
What was that experience like? You taking all those hats?
It was a little more overwhelming than I expected, because it was just things kept happening, and I was like, oh man, I got to take care of this, I got to take care of that, I got to take care of that. And I didn't have anyone else to lean on. Dave also produced it with me and did help me get stuff. But when you're not paying anybody, it feels weird to make them do all the annoying stuff. So I kind of just took it on myself. Yeah.
I really kind of loved the sort of heightened colors of the film as well. It sort of really stand out. How did you find your cinematographer?
My cinematographer, Lynn Moncrief, he and I went to undergrad together. And so he's doing great. He's a big festival guy. He does all the features. I do more TV, and I reached out to him And he was like, yeah, I'd love to do it. And so he did a great job considering he didn't have a gaffer.
Yeah.
You know, he was like a one-man band.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, now what's really interesting, when I watched the film, I was like, this is really well edited. And then I find out you're the editor for Scandal.
Right.
So how is that sort of working on that TV show and then coming to make your own project?
It was strange. I mean, what was interesting was, like, when I was making films in my 20s, it would have been a lot less stylized, you know. But working on Scandal, I implemented some of the things we had learned there, or I had learned as the editor, into the short for sure. And it was funny because I shot this film over the last summer, and then like the next week I went to go cut the premiere, and I was like looking at the dailies, and I was having a hard time because I was like thinking like the director, you know, not the editor. But yeah, Scandal's been great for learning how to tell a story and how to, you know, what's the important things to deal with, and not being precious.
Yeah.
You know, gotta make the film the best it can be.
And it's a wonderfully successful show, which is an advocate to you, because obviously you're part of that amazing team that's made that happen. And you're neighbours of us at Sunset Gower Studios as well.
Right, yeah.
We often have you guys in the office.
Yeah.
It's an absolute testament to you. You have an amazing story coming from Maryland about how you got into editing in the first place. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I was working on set like most people at 23, and I actually got hurt on the job. And I suffered a back injury, and I was basically declared unable to go back to work. And they said, we have to train you for a new career. And I was like, I don't want to be no offense to plumbers, I didn't want to be a plumber. Like, I didn't know what job they could train me.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, actually, we can send you to editing school, like to learn the Avid. And so the state of California paid to retrain me to give me a new job.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I spent like 9 months in editing boot camp and
Wow.
learned how to. I had already studied film in college, so I understood the editing, you know, but this was like just the computer-based learning system. And so after that, I was just climbing up the, you know, the ranks, trying to get on, you know, shows that you want to be on.
And now you're in one of the most successful television shows in America. Pretty amazing.
Right.
It obviously worked then. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, you took on many hats for this, obviously this film, but what was your kind of biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge was just not stopping, basically, because you always had a reason to stop. Like, my first DP fell through before I got Lynn. I think we lost 7 leading ladies. You know, it was just like, there was always a reason. And then technically I was trying to do things that were really challenging for an inexperienced director because I want to see if I could pull it off.
Yeah.
So when we shot all those 360s, none of them are 360s because he's changing characters every time we spin around, so you can't shoot a true one anyways. So just that technical, and then doing the VFX of him in the mirror with all those faces and stuff, because I didn't want to green screen it, and I thought I could do it practically with the Avid, and we pulled it off.
You did.
Yeah.
You definitely did. What's it like after all that hard work, particularly yourself, you took on so many hats, and I always find editors very calm. You have to have patience to be an editor, to deal with faces all the time. But what is it like after all that experience and all that journey in the post-production to have your film officially selected for NewFilmmakers Los Angeles? It
was great. I mean, I knew about NewFilmmakers for a while, and I knew about the parties they were having. I think they used to have the parties underneath the stages we were shooting on. So like,
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're a bit noisy. Yeah,
back in the day. Yeah. So they got new, better places now. But yeah, it was all. I mean, I was honored really, and making the film in LA and being in LA, I loved screening in LA. And that meant a lot to me. So getting to bring the crew to see it and, you know, be proud of it and seeing it on the big screen. You know, most people will watch this film on their phone, you know, or maybe their computer if I get lucky. Yeah. But it's like to see it on the big screen was really nice because everyone did a great job.
Yeah, no, they really did. Now, obviously, your day job is editing for Scandal. Are you hoping to make some more projects like this?
Yeah, basically the response has been incredibly positive to the film. So yeah, I'm in the middle of working on a pilot that I'm writing that'll probably shoot or hope to shoot, and that's probably the next step. Or I might do something dramatic because people are like, "Oh, you're a comedy guy." I'm like, "No, I do drama all the time, day and night. I just did comedy because it was a nice change, and that was the story I told." But we'll probably write this pilot and see what happens, and then maybe I have a drama short I might have to do too, just to balance the scales. But I don't know. I like doing comedy. I don't get to do it very often. So.
Well, Gregory, you're extremely talented, and we love your work. So please share more of that. You have to see Jack of All Trades. It's brilliant. So thank you very much, and congratulations on your film.
Oh, thanks so much.